This video is going to walk you through the new menu setup. This video is designed for Morrison Healthcare and the procedures that they are following in terms of building their menus. All of your menu building is occurring from your back office by clicking on Menu Setup. Once you have opened your menu setup, you're going to see on the left-hand side of your screen what we call your global menu item list. This list contains all of the menu items being shared across your back office. If you see items in this list that you are not selling, don't panic. There is likely another location sharing your back office that is selling these items. The folder structure goes from division, which is the blue folder, to group, which is the red folder, to category, which is the yellow folder, and right down to the individual menu item. In addition, you have folders that have no icon versus folders that have icons. The folders that contain icons are indicating a locally created folder. So these are items that have been created in your back office, not items that have been imported. The typical menu building process for Morrison locations is that all items are created at the enterprise or head office level, and your job is going to be to import those items into your back office. Once you've imported your items into your back office, you're going to be able to price these items, add them to the quick menu, which is going to be what is displayed on the screens, run a data sync so that the screens reflect any items that you may have added. You're also going to be able to build combos by adding the specific items that will be part of your combos. And you can check all of the taxes and discounts being applied to your items using the grouping tab. We're going to talk about all of those functions here today. So beginning with your import function, which is the first step of your menu building, you're going to be using the search bar at the top in addition to this filter funnel icon and this import multiple button in order to import the items that you're adding to your menu. Please note that just because you've built your menu on Webtrition does not mean your menu is automatically built in Volante. These are two separate programs. I'll show you where you can use the Webtrition number and search for a Webtrition numbered item within Volante, but you do have to do it separately in both programs as they're not connected. So let's begin by clicking on our filter funnel icon. When we click on this icon, the first section is what we call the search field section. This is allowing you to choose what you'll be performing your search by. By default, the menu item name will be selected. This means you are able to type in the name of an item in the search bar, and any item that contains those characters will appear. By checking off PLU, you are able to perform a search by Webtrition number. The PLU field within Volante is where all of the Webtrition numbers are held for each of your items. By checking off scan code, you are able to type in the barcode number associated with an item to see if it is already in your system or so that you can import it. So just make sure you have those three things checked off: your menu item name, your PLU, and your scan code. That way you can enter any of these pieces of information and any associated item will appear. The next thing that you're going to check off is under your hierarchy tree filters, you're going to check off show head office items for download. As I was mentioning before, because all of your items are getting imported from the Morrison Enterprise, you're going to need to download these items to make them available to add to your menu. So once we've got our show head office items for download checked off, you can see in the list all of these additional items have appeared in gray, and the little icon beside them is a downward pointing arrow in blue. This is going to appear beside both individual items. It's going to appear beside categories, groups, and divisions that you have not yet downloaded. So let's just start by downloading one individual item so that we can add it to our menu to sell. I'm going to find an item from the Au Bon Pain category. So let's say we are selling this plain bagel. We know that we have not yet downloaded this item because it's completely grayed out, and because the item is written in gray text, and because the icon contains a downward pointing blue arrow. To download our plain bagel, we're going to right click with that item selected and hit download selected. Once we have downloaded that item, you'll notice that the full folder structure that it was contained within also gets downloaded. So it keeps the same structure from head office down into your individual back office. This is to maintain the menu organization. We don't want items just being downloaded and randomly placed into different categories. So in order to maintain the structure, it will download it as if you were downloading all of the items contained within that category. Sometimes, as it is right now, it takes a few moments just to physically download each of your items. This is just going to depend on your browser and the speed of your internet, so be patient. So as you can see now, if we're scrolling back up, we've got the Volante folder, including the bakery, breads, and the bagel are now downloaded. You know that it is downloaded because it's now in black text, the icon has been removed, and I am able to edit some of the preferences about this item. If I wanted to import more than one item at a time, I can press this Import Multiple button and use the checkboxes beside multiple items in order to download them as well. Now I can right-click again, and instead of hitting Download Selected this time, I'm going to hit Download All Checked Menu Items. Checked is referring to the checkbox that is located beside that item. Once you have downloaded those items, again, similar to how it worked when you did just one at a time, you can see that they now appear in black text and it's contained within the same folder as it was at the enterprise level. That is your basic import process. Some of the tips and tricks that I recommend are having your Webtrition list or the barcodes, and that way you can enter the associated Webtrition number or barcode right here at the top, and you can confirm whether the item has already been downloaded or not. Using this filter funnel icon, once you're done downloading all the items that you need, you can deselect your Show Head Office items for download so that the list being displayed is only those items that you've already downloaded and it doesn't contain a whole bunch of additional items. Now, just some of the information that's available to you about each of your items. From having one item selected, you're able to see under your Basic tab, each menu item is going to have 4 different names. The only names that you're going to be able to change are likely your display name and your alternate name. The display name is what is going to be shown on the POS button, and the alternate name is if you would like to indicate something like an alternate language for this item. Your PLU, again, is what I said is your Webtrition number. And your price here, it's very important that all of the items are getting imported at $99.99. And it's very important to know that you're going to be using price levels to do your pricing. So you're not going to be changing the price right here. We're going to use a price level to change our pricing in order to indicate our location-specific pricing. The reason for that is some of the larger health systems have the same item being sold at 5 different hospitals, and they're going to have 5 different prices at each of these hospitals. So that's how we use price levels, and that's why we're not changing the price right here on the screen. Printer types, tax types, and discount types are going to be automatically imported, and they're going to indicate what types of taxes, printers, and discounts can apply to these items. Your printer types is going to indicate whether this is routing to a specific monitor in the kitchen. Your tax types are going to be the types of taxes that are getting applied, and I'm going to show you how to apply those a little bit further in case they have not already been imported. And then your discount types are going to indicate which discounts this item is eligible for. Under our Advanced tab, you're able to find just a little bit more information, whether this is an item that is priced by weight, whether the item is refundable, whether this is a combo menu item, which we'll talk a little bit about further. And down here, if you have a kiosk, this is where you would be finding those kiosk graphics. Under our Miscellaneous tab, we have our Scan Code section. This is where you can find the barcodes associated with a specific item. You will likely not be able to edit or change the barcodes that are associated, but you can view them here. So if you notice that there's a Coca-Cola bottle, for example, and the barcode that you have is different than the one on file, you can reach out to the menu team to have that fixed. Your Price History tab allows you to schedule future price changes, but this is only in the event that you're not using price levels. If this item was contained in multiple price levels, you would see each price level listed here and the price that is being charged at each of these levels. That is the basic overview of your menu items and of the import process. Once you've imported all of your items, the second thing that we recommend doing is navigating to your Price Level tab and getting to the pricing of your items. You might be prompted to log in at this point if you have not already been prompted to do so, and you'll just enter your back office credentials at that point. So step 2 of our menu building is our price level. The price level is where you're pricing each of those items, and it's the price that's going to be viewed on the register. So if we take a look at this screen, when you immediately arrive, you're going to see there is a 0 default price level, which is there to remind you to select your specific price level. Be very, very careful that you're only ever working within your price level. There are security permissions assigned that will restrict you from accidentally working on someone else's pricing, but just always make sure that you have the correct location selected that you're actually going to be working on before proceeding. So today I'm going to be working on my Ottawa Grill pricing, and I'm going to be pricing my coffee. So if I wanted to add a price for this coffee, the first thing I need to do is add it to the price level. In order to do so, I'm going to press and hold on that specific menu item, and as soon as I start dragging it over, you can see my mouse turns into a pointer with a little box underneath. As soon as I drop it into my price level, you'll see that that item is going to appear. If I make my folder structure bigger now, you can see that item appears. I'm going to drag over my bagels as well, as those are items that I'm selling and that I need to price. You do also have your search functionality here within your price level, and it does also allow you to show head office items for download within here. So if you're performing a search and you're looking for something specific and you don't see it, you can use this to help you narrow down where the item is going to be found. Let's start by pricing just the coffee. In order to make your price changes, you're going to be using this third column, which is the price change column. The most important thing that you want to check before you leave this screen is going to be your current price. Your current price is what you are charging. So let's double click on our price change column, and in order to make changes to our price, we're simply going to use an equal sign and write the price that we want to charge. So our coffee drip small is going to cost $2.50. So we're going to put an equal sign and we're going to put 2.50. We're now going to click enter, and you're going to see that your current price will reflect whatever you've indicated in that price change column. Similarly, if we wanted to change all of the items within a group or a category to one price, we can do that as well. So let's say all 3 of these breads are going to cost $3. We will highlight the breads category, we will double click, we're going to put an equal sign again, and we're going to put 3.00. When we press enter, you're going to see that all 3 of the items updated to be equal to a price of $3 each. Now, if you wanted to make changes to that $3, like adding 50 cents, you cannot just add by putting plus 0.50. You'll see what happens when we do this. It's actually adding any plus or minus price changes to the original price, which is why I always recommend making sure that you just use the equal sign to indicate what you want to charge, and that way it doesn't get too complicated. So if we wanted these 3 breads to cost $3.50, we're going to put an equal sign and we're going to put $3.50 and press enter. Another thing worth noting, if an item is going to cost less than $1, you do actually have to put a 0 as well. So if our coffee is going to cost us 75 cents, we're going to double click in the price change column and we're going to put equals 0.75 and press enter. If we just double clicked and tried to put equals 0.75, it will not work. So always make sure that you're putting the 0 sign in order to indicate what you want to change the price to if it's going to be less than $1. So once you've got all your items added to your price level, your next job is going to be adding these items to what we call your quick menu screens. Your quick menu screens are what are visible on the terminals. So over here in the top right hand corner, we have what we call your menu sets or your quick menu sets. Again, these have the ability to be imported. So there are some template menus that are created at the enterprise level, and in order to access those menus, we can click on the filter icon or funnel icon and check off show head office items for download. That's going to allow us to search for a template menu, at which point we can just right click and download that template menu and build on that menu. If we're working from scratch, however, let's use one of our quick menu sets that we see here in the list. So today in my Ottawa Cafe menu, I'm just going to expand our screen a little bit so there's a bit more flexibility. And you're going to see here that you have 7 menu tabs along the top and you have 7 menu tabs along the bottom. Each of these screens can have a different number of rows and columns. Each of the buttons can be different colors, and you have the ability to add things like discounts as buttons on the screen as well. So we're just going to start with the basics of building your menu, and we're going to be adding these new items that I've just downloaded to our screen. So let's add them to our coffee screen. So we've selected coffee, and since there are 4 items, I'm going to keep this screen as a 2x2. To add the coffee to the screen, I'm going to press on the coffee, and again, it's a drag and drop process. I'm going to drop the coffee onto the screen, and I'm going to drag and drop my breads onto the screen as well. So once I'm adding more than one item at once, I will get an alert, and I'm going to press OK. So now we can see I've got that new coffee, and I've got all of those 3 new breads that I've added. The first thing you're probably wondering is why my prices are still showing as $99.99. In order to implement the correct pricing and view it on your menu, from your price levels dropdown, check off the price level that you are working on. As soon as you check off that price level, the prices in the background are going to reflect the prices that you've indicated on your price level. This is a great way to double check your pricing before you go forward. So just come to your price level dropdown, check off your price level that you were working on, and you'll notice immediately in the background all of my prices are $99, and as soon as I apply it, they switch to those $3.50 and 89-cent prices that I had just shown you that we indicated that we implemented. So let's add some color to our buttons now from this color drop down right here, and we can select either one of the pre-made colors, or we can select a custom color if we'd like. I'm just going to use the pre-made colors for right now, and we're going to change the plain bagel to have a different color too. So once we've indicated all the colors that we'd like, we've built that screen. We've double checked our pricing using the price levels section, and we're good to go. In order for this to be visible on the POS screen, we would need to run what's called a data sync, which we're going to talk about a little bit further later. I'm going to show you just a couple other things that you can use in your menu building in order to add special buttons. So let's say we wanted our discounts to be readily available to our cashiers from this screen. We can implement a discount button that's going to correspond with any of the discounts in our back office. So this is a great way of eliminating the need for the Bill Mods button if you have the space on your menu. To add a discount, you can simply select the button that you want to add it to and right click. When you right click in the drop down, you're going to see Add Special Button. When we click on Add Special Button, we're going to see Price Modifier / Discount. This means we're adding a discount as a button on the screen. From the drop-down, select any of the discounts that you would like to apply. So let's say we're going to use our voucher. Your button text is going to be what is displayed on the button. So this is a great place to put a detailed description of the voucher. So maybe this is a holiday voucher. You can indicate holiday voucher and press save. When you press save, again, you can give it a color. And when that button is applied, it will do the same thing as if you were applying the discount from your bill mods or from your item discount section. So it's a great way of eliminating the need for that one extra step, cashiers pressing either the bill mods or that drop down. So that's your basics of menu building. It is a largely drag and drop process. One of the other functions that you'll notice that we have here on the screen is our isInheritable function. What the inheritable function does is it's similar to a copy paste, but it's allowing you to actually copy any changes that are going to get made to that menu as well. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to use my coffee screen as my example, and I'm going to navigate to my 12th tab, and I'm going to inherit the coffee screen that we just made. So if I scroll all the way down here, we're going to click on, we're just going to find our coffee screen. So now you can see that this screen looks identical to our previous coffee screen. Let's say we're adding another column and we're adding some more items to this coffee screen. The inherit function makes it so that any screen that has inherited will also have those changes. So now if we click on that other coffee tab, as I've just done, the changes that we made to the original coffee tab are reflected there as well. So the inherit function is great if you have a couple screens using, or a couple menu sets using the same screen, and you want, when changes are applied to one, you want the changes to apply to all. So you'll still have to run a data sync, but it's a great way of just making it quicker and easier in order to apply those changes. Other important things about your menu building, the remove function. If you've accidentally added items, you can highlight one or multiple items. You can right-click and hit remove. You can also highlight multiple items, right-click, copy, and you can right-click and paste those items anywhere you'd like as well. So you have a little bit of the functionality in terms of your cut and paste. You have the ability to remove, and you have the ability to inherit screens, which is a very helpful function for quick and easy menu building. Those are your basic menu building steps. So you've imported your items, you've priced your items, and then you've added them to the screen. Any items that are using a barcode do not need a button on the screen. You will need to price those items, but you do not need to add them to the screen. So no need to drag and drop every item with a barcode. They're simply getting scanned with the barcode reader at your terminal instead. The next thing we're going to talk about is our combo building. Your combos can be built from your combo option tab. All of the combos are going to be created for your location in advance in terms of the combo menu item. Your job is going to be adding the appropriate items to the combo groupings to ensure the right items get sold as part of each combo. What you can see from the list on the left-hand side again is that you're going to have a combo folder that includes your imported combos and your back office specific combos. The imported combos are going to look the same as imported menu items. The only difference is that under your advanced tab, you're going to see in the combo option only dropdown, this item works as a combo menu item. The detect combo item dropdown is telling you what type of combo this is. So auto detect on total means that this combo requires the pushing of the total button in order to be visible. Auto detect on add is going to be an automatic combo. As soon as any of the items are rung in, you will see that combo apply. A manual detect combo requires a manual cashier process. So the cashier has to press on the item and hit combo from the dropdown that appears. So just double check what type of combo any of your combos are before moving forward so that you know what to expect from the register. So once we have our combo menu items created, let's use this 2 for $4 beverages as our example. So on the left-hand side, you're going to have your combo menu items selected. In the top right-hand side, you're going to have what we call combo groupings. Combo groupings are going to be the folders that contain the items that are eligible for a combo. So for example, for something like my 2 for $4 beverages combo, I'm going to have a grouping called beverages. The beverages grouping will contain all of the eligible beverages for this combo. So for the 2 for $4 beverages combo, it requires the ordering of 2 beverages. Each beverage will change to a price of $2. The first thing we're going to do is show the operation that's occurring in terms of the price change. We're going to drag and drop the groupings to associate them to the combo menu item. So we have our combo menu item selected on the left, we have our groupings selected in the top right, and we're going to drag them from the right-hand side over to the middle. Now we know that the 2 for $4 beverages combo contains 2 beverages. In addition, this might just have 2 as the quantity and just be a 1 line here. It functions the same way. Your price change column is where we're indicating what happens to the price of each of those items. So in this case, it would be equals $2. Again, double click, equals $2. So if your combos have already been set up for your location, double check this part of it. Make sure that the quantities are correct and that the price change is correct. If, for example, your quantity only said 1 and you only had one of these 20-ounce beverages equals $2, every time one of those beverages is rung in, it's just going to change to a price of $2. So that would be incorrect. So just double check that your beverages here is going to list the appropriate amount for each of the components. Now, we've indicated the beverages and we've indicated the price change. Now we have to write which specific beverages are going to be part of this combo. So with our combo grouping selected, the bottom right-hand corner is what's going to show you the items that are going to be eligible for this combo. So let's use this coffee as our example. Let's say that our coffee is one of our 20-ounce beverages that we want to be eligible. With our combo grouping highlighted, we're going to drag and drop the coffee over from the left to the bottom right-hand side. Once it has been added, you will see it appears in this list. Let's look at our Morrison barcoded items folder. Let's, for example, say that all of these chips are beverages, and we want all of these beverages to be part of this grouping as well. We can press and hold on the category and drag and drop it over to the bottom right-hand side. Now, in our 2 for $4 beverages combo, the beverages that are eligible are any of the items here listed in the bottom right-hand corner. So like I said, we can just pretend that all of these items right here are going to be beverages, and our coffee is also an eligible beverage. The last thing you have to do as part of your combo building phase is add your combo menu item to your menu set. The reason for this is just because there's not going to be a button on the screen that says combo, but we have to make sure that a combo menu item is still eligible to be sold with each menu set. So just before we do that, we'll do one final audit of our combo. So on the left-hand side, we'll select the combo menu item. In the middle, we can see that our 2 for $4 beverages combo contains 2 beverages. 1 is our quantity, but the same grouping is in the list twice. Like I said, this could also just have it listed once with a quantity of 2. What is happening to these items? They are changing to be equals to a price of $2. You can also use a plus or a minus 50% or a minus $2, minus 50 cents. You can use any of those operations. Again, just make sure that you're putting a 0 if it's something that's less than $1, so equals 0.79 cents, and make sure that you're pressing enter after you've written in the change. So now we need to know which type of beverages. We select our beverages combo grouping, and here in the bottom right-hand corner, we can see these are all of the items that are part of this combo. In addition, you have your combo groupings section allowing you to show head office items for download. So for some of these combos that have been created at the enterprise level, you're not going to need to recreate all of the groupings. They will already be created for you. So if you know you're using the 2 for $4 monster combo and you've imported the 2 for $4 monster combo in this list, you can right click and download the 2 for $4 monster combo grouping. Again, once you've downloaded this item, it's going to appear in black text. Once you have that done, you can import the specific items that are part of this 2 for $4 monster combo. If you're selling all of these, you can just right click and you can use your download function in order to download the items that you're going to be adding to this specific combo. So this is one way of using the enterprise-wide combos and just ensuring that you're selling the correct items. It also saves you a step in terms of you're not actually having to create your own grouping or drag and drop items to the grouping. All of the groupings are already created here. So like I said, the last step is going to be to add your combo to your menu set. This is done from your grouping tab. From your grouping tab, select the menu set that you're working on. So I'm working on the Shannon Ottawa Cafe. Drag and drop the combo to add it to the menu set. So my 2 for $4 beverages, I'm going to drag it over from the left and drop it over here on the right. As soon as we've added that item, as we can see here, we've added our 2 for $4 beverages combo. It will now be able to be sold at the Ottawa Cafe. As soon as we run our data sync, all of this will be pushed out to the terminals. Before we run the data sync, I just wanted to show you what the grouping tab is also used for. Taxes, discount types, and printer types are all found here. If you wanted to make sure that all of the correct taxes and discounts are applied to your items, you can use this screen. So let's say you have a new discount type or a new tax that's been created for your region, and you need to be able to add items to it. All you would do is select the discount type, tax, or printer type, and drag and drop the items over. So I've got my chips selected, and I want my chips to be eligible for my hospital XYZ discount. I'm just dropping them over here on the right-hand side. And now, if we navigated back to our menu item tab, and we clicked on one of these items, we can see from our basic tab that hospital XYZ discount items has been selected for each of these items. So it's just a quick way of applying multiple changes, one change to multiple items at a time. So that's the end of your menu building. We've learned how to import, how to price, how to add to the screen, and how to build a combo, whether that's importing your combo and your combo groupings, or whether that's creating your combo from scratch on your own. Like I said, especially with your combos, the most important thing to triple check is the type of combo that it is. So if you know that yours is supposed to be an auto detect on total combo, make sure that you've hit total before you're expecting that combo. If it's a manual detect combo, you have to make sure that that combo is eligible from the drop down on the POS screen as well. So if a combo is not working as functioned, just troubleshoot with the following steps. Check the type of combo that it is from the advanced tab and make sure that it's an auto detect on total or auto detect on add, and apply that specific method at the register. The second thing you're going to want to check is that all the groupings for that item for that combo have been downloaded. And the last thing you're going to want to check is that it's been added to the menu set. So make sure that that 2 for $4 beverages is part of your Ottawa Cafe menu. So once you're done with all of your menu functions, you're going to exit your menu setup and you're going to press on Data Sync. The data sync is where you're pushing out all of those changes that you've made to your terminals. You're going to be selecting your specific terminal group that's going to contain your terminals across your hospital only. You're going to be able to see the terminal group under the group column. So if you are Hospital A, and all of the terminals from Hospital A are going to be found in the same group. So from the drop-down, select your group, and then you're going to press Send Updates to Terminals. From this screen, if you've only made changes to your menu setup, check off Menu Setup and press OK. As soon as you have pressed OK, the sync will start to try and run. You'll know that your sync was successful because in the sync column, you will see Success. I'm just going to return to my All Terminals. So you'll see here it will be in green, and in your sync column, it will say Success, and that means that all of the changes that you've made will be reflected at each of these terminals. Again, this menu training was specifically designed for Morrison. Morrison does not have back offices creating their own items. It's an import process, pricing, adding to the quick menu, and then running a data sync. If you have more specific questions about how you can add or edit some of the preferences of each of your menu items, those need to be directed to the menu team from Morrison. They are the ones that are responsible for adding new items, editing barcodes, and creating these enterprise-wide combos.